Oh, we did it. We did it. Honestly, it feels so surreal. I don't know how to react. Looking back, I like regret not going to the game with my brother. But I know if I did, I'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have spent that much money either way. But I like wish I was there with all the celebration and all the confetti and everything. But oh my God, this is literally insane. Like I got all the celebrating out of the way. If you already saw the video and all that before, before this started my dancing, but like I'm like tired now, like so much emotional energy has been invested this season. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, especially November with those 3 losses. A lot of talk about, changing coaching. This offense isn't built for Tom Brady. We can't, a lot of different things that were going on that would have been distractions, but this team like came together and prevailed and really stuck together through it. And like here we are, like before the season started, we were being predicted to have like 10 or 11 wins, wild card, maybe win a wild card game, but like next year was supposed to be the year. And there was a pandemic. Brady spent 20 years in one system, had to like unlearn that offense and relearn another one. And like here we are now, champions. Like it's crazy. If you asked me 2 months ago, at the bye week if we'd be champions, I'd be like, I don't know. Now I used to tell my friends like, ooh, we're gonna come back from the bye, be 8-0. We're actually now 8-0 since I bought this from Mexico on my honeymoon. But I was saying like, we'd be 8-0, and if we made it to the Super Bowl, nobody will beat us in our home, and like it came true. But yeah, let me get into more of like the details. But before I do, if you are new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. I am Rami B. I post weekly Buccaneer videos, and I've been blessed this year to post 4 more videos than normal. Yeah, I really don't know what to say. Like, I got to figure out what I'm going to do in the off season and stuff for videos. I usually do like schedule predictions and all that stuff, but who cares right now? Like, we're literally world champions, the best in the world. If you see me looking to my side, I have statistics up. I don't really care about the statistics, but since I always do them, I'm going to them. 31-9. I was telling my wife last night, I was like, it'd be amazing if we just blew out the Chiefs. And she was telling me like, don't be cocky. I was like, no, like 2 weeks ago when we beat Green Bay and I saw we were going to play the Chiefs, I was a little bit nervous. I was like, I know we could win, but as it got closer to game day, I was feeling more and more confident. Like I was today, even yesterday, I was like, you know what, I think we're going to win, and I don't think it's going to be a close game. I did predict a 31-27 win by the Bucs. We did score 31. But I was like, I would not be shocked if we blew them out. There was just a lot of factors to that, especially the Chiefs O-line and Todd Bowles' ability to adjust after the Washington football team, which weirdly enough, Heineke was like the toughest quarterback we played in these playoffs. I figured we would be able to adjust and give the Chiefs a good game and potentially, beat them by a couple scores. But we won 31-9. If you literally told anybody before the game that the Bucs would hold the Chiefs to 0 touchdowns and they would get inside our red zone, 3 or 4 times or 5 times, people would say like, you're insane. But we did it. Like, we literally did it. 31-9 Bucs. We had 340 yards of total offense, 195 passing, 145 rushing. Pretty good balance there. Chiefs had 350 total yards. They had 10 more than us. They had 243 passing, 107 rushing. A lot of it was in that fourth quarter, because I remember at one point in the third, I think it was like the middle of the third, they said Mahomes only had 114 passing yards, which is like a career low. But Tom Brady was 21 for 29, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tom Brady played unbelievable. This to me was probably his best Super Bowl performance. I know that Eagles won, but he had a turnover there. This one was very efficient, only 8 incompletions. I remember it was like the fourth quarter and he threw 2 incompletions in a row, and it was the first time all game. I was a little worried about Spags blitzing, but Brady had 12 days alone in his house to prepare. And I said, you can't count against that. He's literally the greatest QB like ever, obviously. And he definitely showed that those 12 days were more than enough to study that defense and figure it out. Fournette was 16 for 89 and 1 touchdown with 5.6 yards per carry, and Rojo had 12 for 61 for 5.1 yards per carry. The running game was what we needed to counter set their blitzes as well as play action and screen games. We did all that, and it worked. On receiving end, literally nobody went off. Gronk had 6 catches for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he did score twice, but he didn't really go off, Leonard Fournette was our second leading pass catcher, 4 for 46. Evans was 1 for 31. Brait 3 for 26. AB had 5 for 22 and 1 touchdown, and Godwin 2 for 9. Like, if you told me before the game that nobody would get over 70 yards and like Evans would only have 1 catch, Godwin only 2, and all that, I'd be like, oh, we're getting blown out. But literally, this was the most efficient offensive game plan. So efficiently and easy. Like, every time we got in the red zone, we scored. That stupid 4th and 1 run to Rojo. It should have been a Tom Brady sneak. Should have been 38-9, but whatever. I'm glad it didn't come back to haunt us. Offense played very efficiently, like I said, put up points. We've played now in these entire playoffs, I think it was against the Saints, Packers, and Chiefs. We've averaged 30.6 points a game. We've held the opponents to 18.6 points a game, and we've won by a margin of 12.3. Like, crazy. This is like Seahawks versus Broncos blowout, except the Seahawks came in as a Legion of Boom, as like one of the greatest defenses you'll ever see. We did not come in like that. Preseason, right before the season started, the NFL.com had our secondary as the 32nd in the NFL. We were getting torched at some points in the season. Heineke put up numbers against us to the point that people said we would get destroyed. Then when Breeze came through, he was old, his arm was shot, he couldn't throw it deep. Rodgers came. Rodgers had a little bit of success. I think he had over 300 yards, but the defense held up when it needed. Then Mahomes comes in, and he's held to, 270 yards, which a lot of it being garbage time, and 49 attempts, 26 of 49 for 270 yards and 2 interceptions. Like, no touchdowns, like, insane. The defense did their thing. I think Todd Bowles should have been MVP. The pass rush did its thing. Unfortunately, we only had 3 sacks. It was weird. NFL.com said 2 sacks, but it had 3. 1 for Shaq, 0.5 for Cam Gill, and 1.5 for Sue, which adds to 3. So I'm just going to go with 3. I don't know if there was an error in their calculations or something. Honestly, I thought we had like 5 or 6, but Mahomes was so frustrating. I know literally every snap he was running. If he wasn't that nimble, he would have gotten killed back there, and it would have been like 10 sacks. At one point, I was like, they need to take him out. He's going to get hurt. Every play, he's running around in circles in the back and somehow getting the ball off at the last second before he hits the ground. It's insane, and he was getting rocked. Like, I don't know why they kept him in as long as they did, but, I guess they didn't want to give up because it was Mahomes. I don't know what their offensive game plan was. Like, when we were struggling on offensive line to protect Brady, we added in extra protection, Gronk, extra linemen, all that kind of stuff, and then the Chiefs didn't do any of that. It's like they didn't want to sacrifice their downfield threat by strengthening their offensive line, but then they also didn't change to a short passing game. And I know, like, defensively, I was reading that, like, we played too high safety, like, 90% of the time, which I don't think we played that much all season. So we literally took away the deep ball, told them to beat us with the short ball. And, I mean, they were somewhat effective. Travis Kelce had 10 catches for 133 yards. It looked like Levante David was on him strictly one-on-one, which is weird, but I get the game plan. Like, if you're going to beat us, you need to work your way down the field as much as possible. But when you get inside the red zone, we're going to shut you down because you guys already struggle pretty much in the red zone. Or we're the best red zone defense in the NFL. Like, this game plan was brilliant. It was genius. Like I said, we're not the Legion of Boom. We're not the Seahawks. But to come in and hold this team that under Mahomes has been averaging like 29 points a game or something crazy, and in the playoffs they're averaging like 35 points a game, holding them to 9 points, no touchdowns. Like, Mahomes had his worst QB rating in his career, 52.3. It's ridiculous. Like, even I wasn't expecting us to hold him like that. Even if we wanted a blowout, I didn't think he'd have 0 touchdowns. I didn't think their entire offense would have 0 touchdowns. It was literally insane. But the run game did all right. Clyde's Edward-Helaire had 9 for 64. Mahomes had 5 for 33. Didn't really matter. Tyreek Hill had 73 yards on 7 catches. Him and Travis Kelce combined for 206 yards, and the remaining 64 yards were between Watkins and everybody else. Like, outside of those 2 receivers, nobody did anything. I don't get it. I was reading, I'm going to read it here. Mahomes was pressured on 29 of 56 dropbacks, which is the highest in Super Bowl history. That's over half of his dropbacks. He was pressured. He was running, he was rushing, he was getting hit. It got to him. Brady was pressured on like 4 of his dropbacks, which means we offsetted it with runs and screens and play action, which worked perfectly. I don't know what to say. Like, who would have thought that this game would end the way it did? Dynamic performance by our defensive coaches. We weren't supposed to be here. Like I said, home game. We weren't going to lose at home, but we were not supposed to get this far, and we did, and we made history. And this is Brady's first Super Bowl win without a game-winning drive. Brady's first win that wasn't a one-possession game. Like, none of it makes sense. To hold an offense that everyone was saying a legendary offense to 9 points and no touchdowns is crazy. this is the third dynasty that Brady has prevented. There was the Rams in the early 2000s. Brady beat them and had 3 rings. The Seahawks were trying to go back-to-back. Brady beat them, got 3 rings. Now the Chiefs were trying to go back-to-back and beat them, and hopefully we get another 2 rings. Like, honestly, right now, I don't see who in the NFC could beat us next year. If Rodgers is gone from Green Bay, who knows what's going on there. Breeze looks done, and the Saints look like they don't know what's going on. I don't see anybody else in the NFC. Seahawks have defensive issues. The Rams got Matthew Stafford, and he's going to be much better with Sean McVay than Goff was. But, like, I think the conference is ours, and the division should be ours. Like, we didn't win the division, and now we got 2 rings. Like, the NFC South is our division. I don't care who runs the South. I don't care if the Saints keep saying they run it and all that stuff. No, it's our division. We are the most successful team in that division now. Sorry. But 2 moments I really liked when Matthew, I always never know how to say his name, Honey Badger got at Brady. I don't know what he said. He put his finger in his face, and then Brady pointed at him, and it looked like he said, "I'm coming for you." And then that drive before the end of the half where Brady targeted him a few times, and one of them was the pass interference on Mike Evans, which got us really on the goal line. And then AB schooled him in the end zone. Like, why is Honey Badger covering Evans and AB? You know what I'm saying? And then Brady got in his face after that touchdown. Like, it was legit. Like, he really... Why would you go after Brady like that? And even he said after the game that he never saw that from Brady to respond like that. So I don't know what he said. Well, obviously, we're never going to find out what he said. But it's going to be, you don't poke the bear in Brady, especially when it came out that Chris Jones and him, when they were barking in Week 12, Chris Jones told him it's time for you to retire. Like, they were talking a lot of smack. They were saying they were when they beat the Bills, it was that video of Tyreek Hill saying, "Oh, the internet thought we were done. They forgot what we can do," and all this stuff. Like, all this trash talk. I get it. You guys are that good, but, like, you blowing us out, or, even though it's 27-24 in Week 12, they pretty much like a blowout. They destroyed us, and they took their foot off the gas, but that don't mean nothing. This is where it matters the most. The Saints talk trash, we beat them. They had a Saints kid holding a sign that said, "Brady, we want you." Chase Young said, "Brady, I'm coming." Green Bay said, "There's no, Devontae Adams said, no who can stop our offense." And now Chiefs fans over here holding signs too that's saying, "Brady, we want you." And now they're like all saying, "Oh, the refs cheated." Okay. That questionable call by the refs, forget it. Take away that 7 points. Now is it 24-9? You want to take away more calls that led to touchdowns? Okay, 14-9. Like, y'all couldn't score on offense. The refs didn't hurt you on offense at all, if that is even the case. Like, y'all were offsides, y'all punching players, y'all grabbing jerseys because you can't cover our receivers. Like, I hate that. But had they won, nobody would complain. You know what I'm saying about the refs? It's stupid, but the good thing, Mahomes' brother shut up. He stopped posting online. Mahomes' fiance be quiet. Travis Kelce's girlfriend posted a picture and had a caption about what a hold call was and how holding rules change when Brady's there, then deleted that caption and all that stuff. It's like, come on. And then, Mahomes' brother had a shirt that said unathletic, and he said the Buccaneers are unathletic, and they were saying we're slow, we got no speed, like all this stuff. Come on, y'all talk trash. I'm sure we were talking trash in the game, but prior to the game, we were confident. We weren't talking trash. Y'all did. And see what happened? Y'all took that L. And now, will we face them next year in the Super Bowl? Maybe. I don't see what other team in the AFC, unless the Ravens can pull it together, or the Bills, But I honestly feel like we could represent next year. We have Brady, and I think this speaks to how difficult it is to win Super Bowls and win them back-to-back. It's hard to get to one. Brady's gotten to 10. He's won 7. He's officially passed Michael Jordan as like the most successful in all major sports. And the crazy thing is Brady in year 2 could be even better, and the Bucs could be even better. I'm not going to talk about roster stuff next year yet. I'll save that for another video, but it's insane. But literally my favorite moment of the game was when Winfield Jr. got that. I didn't say in the picks. Winfield and Devin White got picks. Each one got a pick. Third quarter, I think it was Antoine Winfield, and then fourth quarter, and the Chiefs' last attempt to score a touchdown. I think it was 4th down 2 or something. Devin got one, but when Winfield tackled Tyreek Hill and put the peace sign in his face, worth the flag. Week 12, Tyreek put up the peace sign on Winfield and did a backflip in his face into the end zone. It's our turn. You did that, cool. But again, like the Saints, you can talk all that smack. Regular season is regular season. You see us in the Super Bowl. You see us in the playoffs. You have to be able to deliver. But yeah, it's unreal. And as you can see, once this video ends, I had the Welcome to Tampa, home of the Raymond James, that song. I switched it to the new Lil Jon when he remade Let's Go. I think now that we're in the Super Bowl and won it, that's going to be the song, unless there's a new song about us winning the Super Bowl. But beautiful performance. I can't believe, as an adult now, I'm watching it. The last time we won, I was 12, 13. I was 13 years old, and now I'm 31. This is surreal. I was saying before the game, I can't imagine if we lost what it would feel like, and then having that feeling if we got there and lost. Now I live in Kansas City. I'm the happiest man in the city. I'm going to be rocking this. I need to order my champion shirt, and all that stuff. But this is insane. I don't want to keep this going on much longer, but yeah, Bucs fans, an amazing season, storybook season. Comment down below what was your favorite moment of the Super Bowl. And yeah, we f***ing did it. We're world f***ing champions. Let's go Buccaneers. Nobody can take this away from us for another year. And it's time to run it back. As the Chiefs said, we will run it back with Brady. Legitimately, we could get there with Brady again for another 2-3 years if he stays healthy. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. It's been an incredible season, a wild ride. We deserve all of these successes. We worked so hard as a team, and we dealt with so much losing in the last 20 years. But yeah, thank you, Buck Nation. We f***ing did it. Season is over. Champions. We got a ring on our finger. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. We f***ing did it. And I am out.
Let's go! You a Buccaneer fan? Let me know. Let me know. We about to win this thing at home. Let's go! Buccaneers.